Well, welcome back to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com and on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten, reporting live from Capitol Hill for the inauguration of Barack Obama as the 44th President of the United States. Right now, President Bush and President-elect Obama are in the brand new presidential limousine heading over from the White House to the inauguration. And the ceremonies begin at 11:30 Eastern Time in about 32 minutes. And at 12 o'clock, as prescribed by the Constitution of the United States on March 20th, which is today, the 44th President will be sworn in. Our next guest to my left, your right, is Stewart Acuff.
That's right.
I got it right the first time.
Exactly, Gary.
Stewart is Director of Organizing for the AFL-CIO. In fact, he has been since 2002 when he was appointed by legendary AFL-CIO President John Sweeney, who noted your strong leadership skills and deep passion for the potential of unions to lift working people's lives. As Organizing Director, Acuff coordinates strategies to help working men and women join and form unions across the Federation's 53-member unions. He has been a community organizer, just like Barack Obama, and union organizer for 25 years, except for a brief stint as a working man, a real working man, driving a truck from 1977 to 82. Stewart Acuff worked as a community organizer in Missouri, Texas, Tennessee, and New Hampshire for organizations affiliated with Acorn. Some of you love and some of you hate Acorn, and Citizen Action. Stewart Acuff, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Great to be with you, Gary. Thank you so much
your
for
Obama. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can inauguration
you
shirt.
Change that to yes, we did.
Yes, that's exactly right. But we got a lot left to do. So
okay, well, a lot left.
Yeah,
a lot right.
A lot left to do.
A lot left to do. Tell me how the unions played a part in the election of Barack Obama.
Well, I think we worked very, very hard for Barack Obama across the country. We had literally tens of thousands of hard conversations with union members and other working class voters across the country about their self-interest, individual self-interest, collective self-interest, about what's happened to the country, what needs to happen in the country, about the role of race and overcoming past barriers to get to where we needed to go, about what Obama's candidacy meant for working families, and about the deep ditch that working families are in today, and why we really had to elect Barack Obama. We were close to being the first generation in the history of America to leave our kids and grandkids less than what was left to us.
I think that's happening right now.
It is happening right now.
I know many people of my generation whose children are in their 20s, maybe even in their 30s. Some of them actually married with families of their own and cannot afford our dream of housing of our own.
That's right, and are moving back in with their parents and or grandparents. I mean, that's happening all over the country. And so we worked very hard for the candidacy of Barack Obama and the election of Barack Obama. I went all over America talking to big groups and small groups of union voters about what his candidacy meant. But I remember about 3 weeks out watching the poll numbers grow in Pennsylvania and watching him catch up to McCain in Ohio and then pass McCain and seeing that beginning to widen and thinking those are union voters coming home.
Maybe Joe the Plumber helped you guys a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know, we found a whole bunch of real Joe the Plumbers with real plumbing licenses who do real plumbing work, and we put them on the internet. We put them on YouTube.
Well, now he's a real reporter.
I'm not sure Joe the Plumber's a real anything except self-congratulatory type guy, or self-promoter, I should say.
You know, we're basking in happiness today, and even people who voted for John McCain, some of my friends said after a very bitter campaign, look, Barack Obama is now our president. All of president of all of us.
Right.
And we have to accept and hope that he will do well. And the polling indicates that 85% of Americans say that they hope that he will succeed. And I'm wondering what's wrong with the other 50%, because if John McCain had become president of the United States, I would have hoped that he would succeed.
Right.
We have very treacherous times ahead of us. And while you're all smiles today, let's be honest. The unions are not in very good shape. A lot of union jobs are going away.
Right. Have gone away.
They have gone away.
We've moved from a heavily union manufacturing economy to a service sector economy, and now some say a financial sector economy. And while when the manufacturing sector grew in the 30s and 40s and 50s, workers had the right to form unions and bargain collectively. That's how we created the American middle class. In fact, we were the first country in the history of the world where if you worked by the sweat of your brow, the hardness of your hand, or the strength of your back, you could aspire to raise your kids in the decency of the middle and dignity of the middle class. But workers in the new sectors, the growing sectors of the economy today, don't have the freedom to form unions and bargain collectively. Routinely, a corrupt corporate culture retaliates against workers who try to form unions and unions. It's important legislation collectively to allow workers in the new sectors of the economy to bargain their way into the middle class, to allow us to create an economy that works for all again instead of just for those at the top. Gary, I don't want to
Okay, folks, we seem to have lost the feed here. We'll see if we can get it back. Please stand by.
make a speech here, but
are you hearing us now, Boaz?
Yes, I am, Gary. We lost you for a second there.
Okay. Okay, well, the vagrancies of the internet, but you were 40 times more.
40 times as much as the average worker in America. Today, the average CEO makes over 400 times as much as the average worker.
What happened to the idea of trickle down?
Didn't work.
It didn't work.
Didn't work.
It trickled.
An old friend of mine used to say trickle down economics is like feeding grain to the donkey so the birds can eat. Trickle down economics doesn't work. It's been a huge disaster for American working families, but neither does deregulation. We deregulated financial services, and it's costing us $800 billion.
Oh, I think that's a conservative figure.
Right, it is a conservative. You're right, Gary. It is a. But speaking conservatively, $800 billion to bail out the largest banks and financial companies in the world.